Anything else to be added to the agenda? Okay, looks like we have some tax roll corrections. I'm going to do those now. And the resolution.
I guess I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2009-6 regarding the pay scales we adopt.
Okay.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We need a motion to approve to appoint Dave West to that township trustee.
I move appoint Dave West to the North Stewart Township Board.
I second it.
It's been moved and second to appoint Dave West to the township board.
North Sewer trustee.
Stewart. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. He is official.
He'll be through.
And Randy asked me the other day, he said, can we go ahead and do any business before that? And I said, Randy, you guys are the board, you do what you want to do.
Any closer, anybody for the Center for Counseling Board appointee, anybody talking?
I asked one individual and then I said he'd get back to me in 3 or 4 days.
Okay, well, so long as we don't forget we need to do
It's
that.
been 5.
That's the way it was.
So what do you think is there?
That's the way it was with one of my
Maybe we need to
township people.
advertise.
I contacted, and it's been surveyed, have you seen the stakes out here?
Not worth it. Love it.
Yeah, and I talked to the termite, well, I called several termite people, a lot of them didn't want to come here because, people just don't. So I called one out of Otis that my mom uses, come to find out, he's the one that originally did the house. So he's gonna take care of the garage and do all that. So
Good.
I still haven't heard about, back from the city on the electricity, how we're gonna hook the garage, if we have to have a separate meter or what, so. That's what
Still,
we're
I
gonna
think
do.
they run the wire from the house over to the garage
I don't know.
and use the same meter.
Anyway,
All right, good.
that Philip was gonna help me out too, so. Oh.
Anything else?
That's all with these orders.
I don't have
We'll recess.
I'm here to ask for a couple step increases for Lisa Weber and LaDonna Garcia. Lisa from a 5-4D to a 5E. Yeah, 5E.
effective.
I'm late on Lisa Weber's. I'd like for it to be effective January 1st if you can. Been a little preoccupied with end of the year and the bookkeeping.
When's her anniversary?
Her anniversary date is January 1st on.
Her date of hire was January 1st?
On appointment of deputy. She was appointed deputy January 1st. Her date of hire was in May. And then she worked a year or two, then she was appointed deputy January 1st. So her January 1st is her anniversary date for her deputy appointment. And then on LaDonna, range 4-3C from 4-4D. Both the girl, and that's February 1st.
On,
Effective
LaDonna?
date on LaDonna. But I don't want Lisa to miss out on something just because I wasn't down here. Or if we could compensate it to her next month, that would be fine too.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we increase Madonna Garcia's from step, range 4, steps 3C to range 4, step 4D, and Lisa Weber from range 5, 4D to 5E.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
They've both been doing a really good job, since Donita's retired, LaDonna has really done good. Phil taking over those duties and taking it on. And I haven't signed those yet either.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Good.
Morning. Well,
Well.
another week down. I don't really have a whole lot this morning. Just kind of waiting to see, what's gonna happen with the whole thing before I start making any forward progress or whatever. I am planning on trying to start making the rounds to each station, so I wanna get an updated equipment list, inventory of the equipment and everything. And I think possibly when we get ready to, or whenever the budget comes around, whoever's in charge, I'd like to recommend to them that we start maybe looking at, start phasing out some of the older equipment and start budgeting for some new, to update some things. And I think there's a possibility that we can swap some equipment around too. Some of the stations that have very few people that respond to calls, or don't get a lot of call volume, I think we could take some of that newer equipment and maybe shuffle it around to some of them where it get more use out of it. So
Makes sense.
that's just some thoughts. I've been brainstorming a lot here, and kind of some thoughts that I think would be beneficial to us. But other than that, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to take place here. And,
So you think you can do this in a couple of weeks?
no.
How long do you think?
You mean shuffling it around?
No,
or-
I mean doing your inventory and
Oh,
assessing the needs.
I would say probably a couple of weeks, probably. Just a matter of getting the rounds made.
Well, the reason I say this, that we're going to, in the very near future, have all the elected officials and department heads get together, because we're anticipating next year is going to be a disaster, so
Okay.
we're going to have to start cutting and looking where we can trim some of the fat, because the next year's not going to be good.
Yeah, because I was just kind of, and I was thinking too, I want to get compile like a spreadsheet or something of all the expenses we put in repairs and start looking, you know, assessing that as to, you know, the age of the equipment and stuff, you know, that might be something we could cut some costs too by updating. We could eliminate some of the repair bills. But like I say, it's gonna be a long-term thing. So, and I've been kind of dreading to see what's gonna happen next year. I know it's gonna be crunch time for everybody. A lot of the grants and stuff are gonna be hammered pretty hard. So
Our tax base is gonna be a lot of this too with the overruns.
yeah. So, but anyway, like I say, it's just kind of some brainstorming I've been doing and thinking for the future here. So,
Good.
but like I said, we'll see how it goes. We did check on some prices for some of the fireproof file cabinets that we talked about. Hang on to your pocketbook.
Yeah.
The ones that we asked, I think it was from the Dirks, were about $1,900 a piece. So, didn't really think that was gonna fly any right now. So, but Angie talked to him about some of the computer, the hard drives and stuff. So she can kind of put in on that.
Yeah, they are going to get us like a quote, kind of let us know what one would cost. He did say that most places, when you do like backup stuff like that, you do several of them. And one of them is a backup that is taken off site immediately as soon as it's backed up. So he was going to get us a price for one for now to see, you know, what the cost of it is. And then I told them, you know, after we'd be coming up here talking to you guys and seeing what your thoughts on that was, if you're wanting to do, you know, one there and keep it on at the station, or if you wanted to do a couple of them and one be taken somewhere else.
Would it be reasonable to bring one up here or something, and we got safes or something?
I put mine in my bowl, yeah.
And that way you'd have two, you'd have one off-site, you know, in
still
some,
have
had
one.
far right there, you'd have another that you
One
could
there
use
that
for,
we can use. And they said to just rotate them and
and that would keep you
keep it, so
off-site.
we're not losing anything. So, and then I got the run report. Hang on now. We were really busy.
No, I can see that.
Wow,
Well, that's good though.
that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
It's good.
This reminds me, there was something, or a report was late that was due on the 15th to the state.
That has already been sent in. What that is every quarter you have to send in a list, basically, of all the training that we've done for the station for whoever comes. And at the end of the year, with all the end of year stuff, it got overlooked, and it's been sent in already, so just send it.
So we're in compliance
Yeah,
now.
that's fine.
Have your license yanked. Do the 80
So
hours of
is
community service.
just ever so many months they want this in, or?
Every 3 months.
So it's your responsibility to send it, or did they notify you?
We know that it needs to be turned in, and it's
So
one of
you
those
got
things, they
tickler
kind of
system.
send out a letter saying, hey, we didn't get it, you know, so, yeah, it's sent in.
Okay.
One thing I did forget, went to a meeting as part of the group with the South Central Kansas Homeland Security Group. And I found out that Stafford County has the opportunity of receiving $40,000 for communication equipment. They'll be sending out a letter here soon, and in that letter gives us the option, you know, do we accept or decline, you know, participating in this grant. And then from there, we'll have to go to a meeting in Wichita and meet with the Homeland Security Group, and they'll have a whole bunch of different vendors and stuff there for radios and whatever, and we're not limited to any specific brand, it's our choice. The only thing that they require is that they've got a group of national channels out now, and basically it's been compiled by Homeland Security, this group of channels, and then everybody will be required to have those channels in their radios. So like if we got called to Wichita to help out with a disaster or whatever, we could switch over to that group of channels and everybody be able to talk together. So That's one of the requirements with purchasing those radios, but other than that, we can purchase whatever kind of radio we want. So, and then also sometime here in the near future, they're gonna be giving us, we can get up to 7 of the, I don't know how to describe them, I guess they're called the 800 megahertz radios, but, that's the ones like the highway patrol and stuff uses. And 2 of them will go in dispatch. One of them was designated to go in an EOC as soon as we can, which we really need to kind of get working on that too. And then the other 4 can go like to EMS director, fire chief, maybe the sheriff or emergency manager, whatever. So I was the first one I heard about any of that stuff, so pretty excited about that. Get that opportunity to get some other radios where we can be compatible with like Pratt County and Barton County, some of the ones that are on the UHF frequency. So
All the grants, you don't have to match with it, but it's wise to go ahead and.
oh
take
yeah,
advantage
well,
while
and
you
that's
get
just
them.
it with this Homeland Security group. There's 19 counties in the South Central region, and each county is getting a chunk of this money. So, and they're giving us, I think it's 39,900 and something. So, which should go a long ways for radio equipment.
But we still have to buy pagers and all that.
Yeah,
This
that's
won't
the only
take
thing.
place,
I don't
so-
think it'll go to that. They said that they would not limit it to just like mobile radios or handhelds. You know, they were considering maybe, you know, you could use it towards a repeater or something if need be. So, but like I say, not sure. But as soon as we get the letter, we'll know a little bit more as to when we can go through with it, and I'll start trying to do some digging and see how many radios we could possibly get out of that. So, but anyhow, so like I said, I was pretty excited to hear about that. But yeah, pagers and stuff, we're still kind of trying to figure out how or when we're going to do that. So, because it's not going to be cheap.
What is?
Talk. Fire equipment, that's the sad thing is, you know, equipment for fire and EMS personnel anymore these days is just outrageous. So, I don't know how they expect the smaller ones to keep surviving,
I don't think they do.
so. Anyway, I think that's all I got. If you have any questions? Any questions, orders?
So this is the paperwork that hasn't been received for Daryl and the ones that are, and you're aware of those individuals?
No. What's this one? I haven't seen this.
The ones that don't have the paperwork in.
Oh, yeah, I've got, we can mark, Jerry Sanders, I got that taken care of.
You have the paperwork?
I gave it to Missy on Friday, everything, this full packet. Jeremy Butler, I spoke with Rob, he is going to take care of that. And I think Mark Spicer, I'll have to get with Carol again, but I think he said forget it. I'll have to check with him again. And then Wade and Tonya, I'll just have to talk to them, I don't know. They're more, I think they'll show up if it's something bad, but that's, you know, very seldom. They're usually more involved with the city department than anything.
But doesn't the paperwork have to be in before they can respond?
Yes, it does. So, this looks a lot better than it did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, and like I say, the Butler kid, Rob's taking care of that because he's with Maxville, so he's working on that. And I'll have to get with Harold about Mr. Spicer, and Millen will be at Stafford. So, anyway, So,
Let's get it cleared up.
Sure, we get
One way or the other.
yeah, cause like I say, we've made it known to them that, they're not covered, so it's just a matter of, it's their decision now if they wanna participate or not, so.
Does that have to be in writing,
What?
that they haven't gotten their paperwork in?
We can make it in writing if you want to.
I think they've had numerous letters, though.
Yeah, we've sent out numerous letters.
So it's documented that
Yeah,
they've been informed.
yeah,
I just wanna,
yeah, there's,
well, I didn't know anything about
I
it.
think since
No,
I've
we've
since I've
kept
been in,
everything we've ever
Okay.
mailed to them.
yeah, since I've started, I know that we've sent out at least 2 different letters. So,
Okay, we got our bases covered.
And I checked, we don't have a policy as far as attendance for getting that gear back from Ms. Wallace. So I'm just gonna talk to Joe and get together with him and just type a letter up, so.
Probably wouldn't hurt to have something in our.
Yeah,
That way.
we kinda talked about that, and I think we need to have a chiefs meeting to decide what we wanna do as far as that, 'cause I know it's tough with the volunteer department with, people being out of town and everything, but, I agree, yeah.
Well, you know, if they've got a good excuse for not being there,
Right.
that's one thing.
Right.
If they just don't want to come, it's another.
Right, yeah, if you can't make it, make a phone call, let somebody know, or whatever, so. But, yeah, like I say, we need to get together with all the chiefs and everything and decide, make something up for the policies, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve these tax roll corrections.
Second.
It's been moved and second, we do the tax roll adjustments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Anything else?
I don't know.
We'll recess. Head up.
I thought I'd check with you all and see if on March 16th would be a good day for you guys for the annual township meeting. Does anybody have any preferences?
No.
If so, I'll get it set up on that. Providing the caterer can do it that way. I don't want to make sandwiches.
Not when you can have chicken fried steak. I've got a question.
Okay.
This stop sign in Farmington Township, who asked for that?
That was a deal with, that wreck down there is between the 2 townships. It's who contacted me. Well, Dennis Dutton contacted me, and he's out of Edwards County, and then I talked to Glenn and Rick. I talked to Rick just a little bit one day, and he told me to talk to Glenn, and Glenn,
Well, Rick jumped in the other night. I don't know who ordered that. And who's gonna pay for it?
The signs?
Yeah. And I said, well, I suppose you guys asked for it. And he said, no. He said, there's no business, that lives in Edwards County.
it's right on the township, I'm in the county line. There's one in-
But that was a question Rick asked me.
Okay, well, I'll visit with him about it.
Okay.
But that was a comment I got when I called and talked to him. He was having, I think his mother was sick right
Yeah,
then.
he's had quite a bit of that here lately, so.
Did Tony Miller call me up?
Did who?
Tony Miller,
Tony Miller.
Anthony Miller out here. He called me about in place to dispose of concrete. Are we still taking it out here west of town, if they got concrete or something?
We put it out Fisher Pit.
Fisher Pit, he was talking about some over the Stafford. I said, when we was gonna grind up some concrete, I said.
No, the
Stafford
city is.
That's, he's confused with that Stafford City. I said, no, not far. I said, that's over there. I said, that belongs to Stafford City anyhow.
Yeah.
And I think he said Hildebrand was talking to him about maybe him tearing down, building for him with a load or something in concrete or something.
Yeah, the city was gonna get, I think, 15% of it, and then the contractor was gonna sell the rest of it.
I said, no, as far as I know, we didn't have any of it.
Crush
And
it.
so I just referred to you if you had any questions about where you could, here in the county, where we could put it at. We could
Oh,
use it.
we've got some of that out there, I'd like to crush it,
Yeah, we got quite a bit out there, don't we? It's all out there all the time.
but it's, well, $8, $9. Some of these guys want $8, $9 a ton to crush it. It's pretty good size.
Okay, well, he may be calling you.
Come up with
He called me
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay. And then right now, we're replacing the deck on the bridge up north, being North Sewer Township. Well, we had it off, we went ahead and put some stiffers in it, it was down, it was one of the first steel bridges that was put in, but it had small beams in it. I looked at it, I didn't think it's worth, and I talked to the consultants, and they didn't think it's worth putting different beams in it, but we did go ahead and put some stiffeners in it, and they'll re-rate the bridge, and so I'll I took some pictures, and I'll send them to the guy, because he's already did the bridge inspection. They've inspected all our bridges now, so all they gotta do is get entered into the portholes through the state. They said that's taking quite a bit of time. Said sometimes.
Twice the time Monday too, huh?
Yeah, they said it's.
I've seen the other counties are facing the same thing. They're talking about twice the amount of money to read the paper.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they'll have a good idea what it's gonna cost over the next time. And then I was talking to Dave West when we built that other truck, and I told him if he'd ever run up on another one, to let me know. Well, he's come up on another one. And that's basically the same, it's just a little bit higher. There's two there. They said it take about, 45 to 60 days, probably two. And if we did go ahead and do this, I mean, our dump trucks will be up in good shape. We probably wouldn't have to replace any for, probably about three years, I would think. The one we would be replacing is a 95 Ford. It has 350,000 miles on it right now. We got it in June of 2000. And basically, it was a 2000 because it was a truck that burnt, and this truck was an insurance deal. So the original purchase on the one before that was, I think, 2 years before that. So it would have been about 98. But this is the same type. This is a Sterling truck just like that. The only difference is it has a Mercedes-Benz motor in it instead of a cat motor in it. And then the drive is going to have a PTO pump on it that'll drive the spreader instead of coming off of the front engine and running off of the belt. This will be off the PTO, underneath off the transmission. So that's probably makes up for the difference in the price, other than the truck. He showed about $1,000 less on the trade-in of what the other one was before.
Something we really need this year.
If we don't do it this year, we're going to definitely have to do it next year. I don't know what the price of trucks will do in that time. I don't know. Dave said But right now, the price of used truck has gone up just a little bit since the last truck we built, which was, well, I think we did it about 6 months ago.
Mhm.
But,
Well, I doubt if we can do it next year.
no, I didn't figure,
I think we'll never probably do it if we got the opportunity here and you do have the money.
the money's in the equipment fund to do this, yes. And other than that, I can't. The only other thing I would think that maybe we would purchase this year would be a backhoe, looking toward the end of the year, I would think. I mean, unless something else, hopefully nothing else goes wrong.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and let Phil check this truck out.
I'll second it.
Move and second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Yeah, make sure that real
So start planning.
Yeah.
In part of this year, maybe start planning.
They haven't given me a price on oil. I don't think
It
they'll
ought to
give
be
me a further price on oil, the way they're talking.
Is it coming down any?
Yes, but it's not falling like the crude oil price has.
It's like gas or anything. It's not coming back like it should be coming down.
That's what they had in inventory fire, what they're trying to get rid of now.
Well, the trouble is, and it's still, and it goes back, the same crude, it's not sold yet, it's bankruptcy deal. They haven't bought any stock. So, I mean, it's still a big a mess as it was at the end of last year.
Mhm.
But now there's another player coming into it, so we're gonna see if push comes to shove and whether it's gonna get sold or, but I mean, most of the time, these guys are buying their stock now, so they have something later on.
Mhm.
I mean, the only good thing is, you would think it would drive the cost, that asphalt base down, but there's such a shortage to begin with that I don't know if it's gonna drive it down all that much.
It may come down with the lack of demand for it and the people who have the money, there may not be the demand out there for it. And to cut back on roads and everything else, they may have a volume.
Yeah, because I mean, we need to get everything, with what we got looking at us in the next few years, I mean, and we didn't get anything sealed last year, we need to try to do everything we can down this year. Hopefully, in that price range, the crude oil price won't jump on that. I mean, in a way that's bad for us, in a way it's good for
Yeah.
us, so. I don't know. It's kind of a vicious circle
If you have a
right
good
now.
crystal ball, then you'll know.
Good luck. Hopefully, any good.
I haven't seen anybody with a good crystal ball for the
No.
last 6 months. You guys have anything else? Okay.
You talk to Rick and then.
I'll talk to Rick and Glenn and thank you.
I'm gonna reset
Recess.
flags down there to show them today. Stick that there.
Surveying sticks.
I'll leave that.
Flag. Probably won't have to do that for a couple more weeks.
I don't think so, because they're starting at 75.
Okay, I guess there's anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I say.
We are adjourned.